Hey everybody, Dr. Chris from Human 2.0, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 exercises for better posture. Now, these are all going to be body weight exercises, so this is stuff that you can do at home or at work. You can do these exercises anywhere. You're not going to require any specific or any special equipment to do these exercises, and so we're going to try to keep it all relatively simple. So basically, these exercises that we're going to do today are going to be exercises that counteract the effects of sitting. In North American society, we spend a lot of time, an inordinate amount of time sitting, so we are going to be doing exercises that counteract the effects of shortening the anterior chain. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. The exercise that we're going to use to do that is the wall touch. So for the wall touch, you want to set yourself approximately 1 foot from the wall. You want to make sure that we start with our feet approximately shoulder width apart. You're going to basically screw your feet into the floor by engaging your glutes, squeezing your glutes, and making sure that we keep our pelvis in a neutral position. And we're going to reach up with the arms straight, making sure that we don't flare the chest. We want to try to keep the chest down. Drive the arms, make sure the elbows are straight, and then we're going to look up through our hands and touch the wall and come back. Touch the wall and come back. And we'll do several repetitions of this to work on extending the spine in a controlled fashion. Throughout the range of movement, we keep our glutes engaged, in other words, your glutes tight. And we don't want to lose that contraction as we extend through the spine. Once you become more accustomed to this movement and your range of motion improves, then you can step away additional or a larger distance from the wall and repeat. If you have discomfort in your lower back when you're doing this, that's a sign to you that you are not engaging your glutes enough throughout the range of motion. So you want to focus and make sure that the glutes are engaged throughout the whole range of motion and that you lengthen this anterior line. We want to make that as long as possible. So once you've mastered that exercise, we want to introduce additional ranges of movement with this exercise. So now we're going to add bending and rotation through the thoracic spine. And the way that we're going to do that is we're now going to reach back and do the wall touch on a diagonal. You can do both sides, or you can do one side. Be sure to reset after each repetition. For this exercise, I would suggest as a starting point 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions. And prolonged sitting also results in elevation and protraction of the scapula or the shoulder blades. So to counteract that, we're going to show you an exercise which helps to develop better scapular control, and that's called the scapular push-up. This is an exercise that you can do on the wall or on the floor, depending on your level of strength and your overall ability. So if we're going to do this exercise on the wall, you're going to set yourself up approximately an arm length away from the wall. You want to bring your arms out at approximately 90 degrees from the shoulder, and you want to be basically standing straight up and down. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the arms out in front of you with your index fingers in the 12 o'clock position. In other words, pointing straight up. You want to make sure that the elbow is fully locked, so we have 0 degrees of extension here at the elbow. And basically, you're going to do a push-up without bending your elbow. And so to do that, we are going to first bring our shoulder blades all the way together, pinching them together. And then we are going to push them all the way apart through scapular protraction. And that would be 1 repetition. And we want to make sure that when we do this, that we keep the core or your abdominals engaged and you keep the glutes engaged for the whole movement. So for this exercise, we would probably do again 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions. And this exercise is going to be a lot harder than it looks. We want to keep the shoulders depressed as we work through this range of motion. So once again, shoulder blades together, all the way apart. That's one, shoulder blades together, all the way apart. Two, shoulder blades together, all the way apart. So that's 3 reps, and that's doing it on the wall. You can, however, also do this exercise on the floor. Depending on the level of strength that you have, you can do this exercise either in a full push-up position, or you can do this exercise from your knees. Obviously, the longer the length of the lever, the harder this exercise is going to be. So if you do it from your knees, it's going to be easier than if you do it from your feet. So once again, arms shoulder width apart, index fingers in the 12 o'clock position. And when we're doing it on the floor, you want to make sure that you stack your shoulders over top of your palms. And so from this position here, we're going to engage our glutes, engage our abs, and we're going to allow the shoulder blades to come together, and then we're going to push them all the way apart. So that would be 1, together, pull all the way apart, that's 2, together, all the way apart, that's 3. If you are stronger and you want to increase the level of the length of the lever, then you would come out onto your toes or onto the tops of your toes. And in this position, once again, we make sure that our shoulders are stacked, and then we're going to bring our shoulder blades together, keeping the arms straight, all the way apart, all the way to the top. Together, all the way up, and together, all the way up. So there's multiple variations on the wall, on the floor with a short lever, on the floor with a long lever. So this is to counteract the effects of shoulder protraction and shoulder elevation. With prolonged sitting, all of the muscles on the anterior or the front aspect of the body are shortened. Because we don't spend any time moving our legs towards the back, the muscles on the back tend to be stretched out and they tend to be weak. So this includes the gluteal muscles or the muscles of the butt. So what we want to do here is to counteract this by strengthening the muscles of the gluteal area, and I'm going to show you an exercise to do that now. And this is exercise called running man. So this is an exercise which is done on the floor. So basically you're going to lay on the floor, and you can keep your arms by your side, you can keep your arms in front, but basically you want to take your legs and you want to spread them apart, probably about 60 to 90 degrees. If you can get them all the way apart, that would be great. But what you want to do is have some space in between your knees. Then you're going to bend your feet and your knees both at 90-degree angles. So this is the starting position. Then from this position, what you want to do is squeeze your butt cheeks so that your knees come off the ground. And then from this position, we are going to alternate. 1, 2. Without allowing our knees to touch the floor, keeping our butts, or the glute, engaged the entire time. And just touch the floor and back. And you alternate back and forth. The goal with this exercise is to work your way up to doing 3 sets of 10 repetitions per side. So thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Chris from Human 2.0, where we build better humans.